Hey friends, it's UrsulasRevenge and happy Wednesday update day. To start off this video, I'm really sick, so please bear with me. I did miss last week's update, so this week we are going to cover what came out last week, what came out this week, and a couple of other things that were also released along the way. So without any further ado, let's get started. The main update last week has to do with a new path of magic, druid magic here, called the Path of Terra. This one has been a little long awaited, and honestly comes with a lot of really exciting features. So the main feature of Path of Terra is that you are able to actually do some gardening and grow some of the things that you can find around the world, like the flax, rubia, jute, chamomile, moss, and bee balm. You can actually grow those in the garden, and then you can use them to craft different recipes. Recipes are for things like growing garden powder. You can create happy hoof treats, which actually will help keep your horses happy, in addition to doing your stable care. Also, so you don't have to buy vet care, which is really great. You can also create treats that will increase your horse experience. Towards the middle, you can also exchange your extra wild seeds into light, which is pretty great because they're really common. And further down the line, there's recipes for consumables to fast travel or call for pickup without using your Vic shillings, and also a consumable to spawn a wisp to pretty much act like a mobile storage unit, which is really cool. So all of those things are accessible by these two crafting tables down here. The one on the right will help you craft things like the happy hoof treats, the wisdom jars, basically the different recipes that I just talked to you about. And all of these recipes cost the crafting materials that you would find around the world normally, like you would for Farah's. So for example, this jar of wisdom uses 6 rubia, 6 jute, and 6 bee balm. And these are just all things that you can find around the world, but in addition, we can actually also grow our own in these little gardens down here. So there's 6 in total that you can unlock along your path. You unlock 3 at the first, and you can pretty much grow any of the things that you need, and then you just go ahead and harvest them as you go. So it costs 1 wild seed to actually plant a thing of your choice, and then once you do that, let's just go ahead and plant some moss. Once you do that, you can see how long it's going to take to actually harvest it. So moss in particular is going to take 2 hours. I think the rubia or the jute, one of them was 3 hours. The other one was, I think, 2.5 hours. And then I think there's probably a way to make it instant. So yeah, now we have a farming simulator in Star Stable, which is pretty fun. I believe you can actually speed up the process by using fertilizers, which are also craftable, using this table on the left here. Now there are different special flowers that you can also grow through this new druid system, and those I believe are accessible in the middle here. I think you're supposed to learn how to do different combinations, and then special flowers will grow. They did do a tutorial about it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was already feeling sick when I did it, and I did not retain any of that information. So I will be experimenting with this more and seeing how many combinations I can come up with to find the special rare flowers and see what works best. And basically, once I figure it out, I'll probably do a video on it. So, you know, stay tuned for that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was going to be that was going to work best, but that's okay. Let's maybe plant some more and see what other combinations we can do. I'm pretty sure it was bee balm and something. I don't know, was it maybe moss? Let's try that, and hopefully we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that, and hopefully come up with the guide later on. Additionally, last week they did post a couple of general updates. For starters, they added more horse sound variations when you interact with your horse. Scrolling in Global Shop is apparently easier when playing SSO on mobile. They have also mentioned they polished the new onboarding quest to make it easier for newer players to complete. A big caveat on that one, I did get a lot of comments last week that people were actually having issues with the quest where they weren't completing properly, particularly around like the big rune stone after you have your sort of like vision going through like the water and seeing Fripp and stuff. I don't know if they fixed that. They have acknowledged that they are working on a fix. So if you're one of the people who were trying to do the main onboarding quest, the very, very beginnings, and you haven't been able to get past a certain area, try again. They might have already come up with a fix for it. And if not, definitely double check their bug fixes. I haven't seen a new bug fix post yet, but hopefully they post one soon. And finally, they have added more settings to the main menu. You can now change brightness, contrast, and saturation. These settings will stay when you go into photo mode and in between sessions. You'll also notice the whole settings window has a visual upgrade. And if you go ahead and take a look at your settings, you'll see that that is true. So we have pretty much the same settings that we had before and then some. We had all these UI scaling ones at the beginning, rotating mini-maps. You could just toggle the snow effect on and off here as well. Your sound settings are the same. Your graphic settings, they've added graphic detail here. Not recommended settings. What does that mean? Some things might be hard to see or strange with these settings. I didn't even touch it. This is default. You can click reset button next to the change settings. Well, oh, I literally lowered I lowered the brightness a tiny bit and it's like, we don't recommend these settings. Okay, that's funny. But yeah, so you can go ahead and change your saturation here. Ooh, that's actually quite nice with my shaders, I'm not gonna lie. And this is actually particularly great if you don't want to use shaders. You can go ahead and adjust your brightness and contrast and color settings here. Maybe I'll just kind of scooch up my saturation for a little while. See if I like that. I might go back because it's not faithful to my texture pack, but it's fine. It's fine. And then creative, you have the same menu that you had before. I feel like this could probably be shortened. There's probably a better way to do this, but you know, they're making changes. I might have saturated it a little too much for my liking, but that's fine. And finally, the last item from last week is a retirement alert. The Generation 1 Frisian and Frisian Sport horses will be retiring on the Wednesday update on March 27th. So you will no longer be able to get them after that point. You can currently find them at Ferdinand's Horse Market. And they are currently, and will forever be, 300 star coins until they retire again on March 27th. So if you are hopefully trying to get one of those horses before they retire, you have actually a little bit over a month to do so. So definitely, actually almost 2 months to do so. So grab your Frisian Sport horse and your Gen 1 Frisian while you still can. Now on to what's new this week. It looks like we have a couple of new races dedicated, or at least surrounding, having something to do with the Fireflies and Hollowwoods. So let's go talk to Raynash and see what that's about. Also, I'm going back. I'm resetting my saturation. Ooh, congratulations on your level up, Katarina. Your horse is so pretty. Is that the Jorvik Wild? You don't look like a Jorvik Wild, but you at the same time you do. Oh, it's an Ardennes! Oh, you're so pretty. I should probably get this horse. I keep seeing it in Flax and Chestnut, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want that. Between this one and the Jorvik Wild horse, that's the same Flax and Chestnut coloring. Stunning. All right, Raynash. We've got 2 quests for you. Phenomenal Fireflies and a friend of the Fireflies. Phenomenal Fireflies. Hello there, Arya. Say, in all your Firefly gathering, have you witnessed yet the beautiful phenomenon known as the Waltz of the Fireflies? Ooh, yeah, give me that light. No? Oh, it is not to be missed. Sometimes the Fireflies in Hollowwoods gather in a large group and start waltzing around. It's almost like a dance. It warms my whimsical heart every time I see it. 2 of my apprentices, Ada and Zuri, just set off on a quest to see this phenomenon for themselves. If you leave now, I think you can catch up to them. This should be just up ahead. Let's find... Ooh, there's so many Fireflies over here. Don't mind if I do leave a pile. You must be Ada. Oh, hold on, Ada. I need to know what's in here. 124. Nah, not quite. Hi, do you want to go look for Fireflies with us? Zuri! You say your name's Arya and Raynash sent you? How fun! It's certainly nice to meet you. I would like to introduce you to Zuri, but my silly sister seems to have la-di-da-did her way off to some other area. We were looking for waltzing Fireflies, but I guess now I have to look for her. Oh, I have an idea. Do you want to help? Do you want to find the Fireflies while I find Zuri? Okay. The Firefly Waltz could happen at any time now. Time for you to gather the dancers. It'd be so cute if they wore ball gowns. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Go, go. I should collect these Fireflies before moving on? Look at how many there are. Hold on. How many am I supposed to collect? Oh, 26 out of 30. I see. Okay, that should be 30. That's cool. I think I was supposed to go through that checkpoint before I actually started collecting them, but it's fine. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many! Ooh, cool. Yay, you're here. This is amazing. It's beautiful. You made a good time getting here, and you brought an amazing show with you. What is this? A single light. Okay. Finally, I can introduce you to my twin sister, Zuri. I didn't mean to worry you, Ada. I was just so excited to find those waltzing fireflies. I didn't think to slow down once I started following a little guy. I never did find the gathering. It's okay, though, because Arya brought them to us. It's more beautiful than I ever dreamed. Arya, thank you for bringing all this together. Renash will be delighted to hear that we experienced this together. Thanks for everything, Arya. Come back and see us anytime. You got it. Getting a little bit of water in your boots, though. Now, it looks like there's a second Firefly race. If we talk to Renash, he'll introduce us to somebody else. Hey there, Arya. Have you met my friend Makena? Oh, you're not going to tell me where they are? You're just gonna... Okay. Have I met them? No, I have not. I guess I will go look for them. Ah, yes, you're Makena. Do I spy with my little eye another Firefly admirer? I bet Renash sent you. It's nice to meet you. The Fireflies haven't come back from their nap yet. They tend to gather in the glade nearby when they get lost. I'd like to bring them here to this tree. Are you up for it? Okay. Power nap for the Fireflies. The race begins. Ooh. Gather the Fireflies. Ooh, don't go out the wrong way. It's really hard to see with all these fireflies. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I like the little chime of like finishing the race. I wonder if that's everywhere or just the Hollow Woods. Well done, aren't the fireflies beautiful? And it's even more amazing when they gather around together like that. Cute. Alright, well that was cute. We got 2 new Firefly related races that have the whole kind of like stopping in the middle to do a little collection race, which is kind of cool. I think that I like that it's almost 2 activities in one, where you have the collecting of the items and also the race. According to the news, Makena's race will actually have some random element to it. Apparently it has multiple courses which will be... Oh, everybody's leveling up today. Congratulations, Eden. Apparently Makena's race will be randomized daily, so it has both different courses that you'll get each day. So this will be a fun one to try and get all the different courses. And both of them are new dailies, so you know, we can do them every day. Which you would think would be kind of a given that all the new races would be daily, but I'm still kind of a little salty about that one for Wolf Hall Inn not being daily, despite us having to do like the whole setup for it. Yeah, I still don't know what's up with that one. I feel like that one should have been daily. But anyways, I digress. Last week on Instagram, Star Stable had posted a couple of things for their stories, and one of them was, I guess, one of their graphic designers pretending to hide their screen with a code that said not a redeem code, which in fact was a redeem code. So if you go to the Star Stable website and you type in not a redeem code, you'll get one of like the super happy horse treats, which supposedly if you feed them to your horse, it will max out their happiness like you had gone to the vet. However, they did state that it wasn't exactly working as intended, and after you feed them, they're kind of just going back down, which is what happened with my horse. So they had said that they fixed it, but apparently not entirely. So just keep that in mind. If you do use one of the maximum happy horse treats, it might not fully make your horse mood happy long term. So just keep that in mind. That said, I did purchase stable care for this horse today, or I guess all my horses today. So we're still going to go ahead and do the thing that I mentioned last time, where you do all your stable care once you have actually already done stable care, to see if you can maximize your horse. Thankfully that still works. So Star Stable have also released the January game blog today, and there was a couple of interesting little articles in it. The first one is talking about Arissa's redesign, because if you didn't know, this character actually went through a lot of different iterations and different names along the way, between Nihili and Chio, Elise, and then Arissa. So it basically talks about the different art direction and design decisions that they made about this character. It was actually a very interesting read, so if you want to learn more about this character, go ahead and give that a read. The rest of the article actually has to do with game production and what a producer does, so it's a really cool behind-the-scenes insider look about what different roles do, but I specifically want to point out the most, like, towards the bottom of the article, actually almost the very bottom of the article, it mentions 2024 focus areas. They do specifically say that this year's goal for production is to deliver things through iteration. They bring up dressage and lunging that they worked on last year. They released the prototypes, and now they're iterating and going back and fixing based off of our feedbacks. And they have said that a goal of theirs is to implement both of those features permanently into the game this year. So hopefully later on in the year we'll see dressage and lunging both appear in the game permanently. We've also been made aware, this isn't in the article, but we've been made aware that they are working on another new feature, which is show jumping, but using the actual points that you would in real life show jumping and not just jumping over the obstacles in a certain time. So it looks like we'll be seeing that as well in the coming months as a prototype where they will iterate and then eventually release in the game full time, like we saw with dressage and lunging last year. It's 2024. Another thing that they mentioned is that they are hoping to improve wardrobe and our home stable this year. But they did mention that instead of doing one big release of these things, they're going to do it in smaller chunks so we can get little goodies throughout the year. This next part, maybe it's because my sick brain is just not computing properly, but they're mentioning the Gen 4 horses, the player avatar, and game's UI development, depending on another team. So I can't tell if that's something that they're saying that they want to do, or something that's just dependent on another team. I don't know, but they did mention it. If you want to maybe read that and have a more clear understanding than I'm actually able to give you right now. But you know, it's all in the game blog, so if you want to learn more about this process and everything that they are pretty much talking about for January, go ahead and give that a read. I'll leave the link in the description so you can read at your own leisure. And finally, for what we can expect next week, the only clue we have is that bells ring throughout the forest, summoning an enchanting creature. I believe we're supposed to be getting new magical horses. I want to say it was like February 4th they were teased. Is that next week? No, that can't be right. February 7th. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting new magical horses on February 7th. So I think that's what that's about. That's next week. Also, if you are a big fan of the snow filter, well, get all your pictures while you can, because I believe in February the filter is going away. So, take your pictures, enjoy it while you can. It's unclear if it's going to be gone February 1st or February 7th, which is the first February update of the year. So, enjoy that while you can, and that's pretty much it. We're still waiting on a new Next Up in Jorvik. I believe we'll probably get that tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you never miss another video like this one. Probably a little bit more concise next time, but I did miss a week. So, there you have it. And I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!